Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring, and today is Monday, um, May 13th, 2024. Hey, just wanted to share a trade with you, an intraday trade with you that I did today on the Diamonds DIA, which is Dow Jones Industrial ETF. This prior weekend, during my weekend review podcast, I was highlighting on the daily bars or on the daily charts some levels that were interesting to me, and the level was for today was 396.29. And why? Well, if you go back in time, that was inside a bearish order block, and it just dovetailed identically with this big down bar here on the 1st of April. Big down bars are interesting to me, or big up bars, because big down bars, when they rally back to about halfway, they tend to find some resistance. Here's another example here on the 4th, big down bar. See how we rallied right back to about halfway before we failed. So big down bars, when you rally back to halfway, more times than not find to have resistance. If you have big up bars, they tend to rally back to halfway before they resume. So I always like, when I'm day trading, to look at something on the daily bars for a significant area of resistance or support, and then I can time my entry on the smaller time frame. So again, we have this bearish order block here on the 21st of March, and then we rally into it, we come back down, but now in present time we get back into that bearish order block. And again, the key this Saturday on my podcast that I mentioned was this was the area that I'm looking at. The halfway of this, if we rally back to halfway of this down bar, and also inside this bearish order block. So this morning, we get right there, okay? We basically open just above halfway of that. And as I said, more times than not, when you get to these halfways of the big down bars, you're going to find some type of resistance, at least temporarily. So that's what set me off to this trade that I took. So again, on the daily, right, halfway here inside the order block. So let's switch to the 5-minute chart, and I'll show you the trade. And if we go back in time, here we are. This was all the way back from that, I guess I should, yeah, on the 1st of April. So you can see on the 5-minute, then you can see that we opened above it. I was like, okay, it had enough strength to get above it, but then we went from above it right down below. This is the first 5-minute bar on the dailies, the intradays. So we gap above it, come back down to it. Well, now we are below this important level. This important level is now resistance. So then we rally back up, and this is where I get short here, 396.29. So on the daily, back at the big, reversing back to halfway of the big down bar. On the intraday now, exactly the same thing. So this was the key level on the daily, and now it's becoming a key level on the intraday. So we gapped above it, came back down, rallied back to it. This is where I got short, 396.29. I placed a 2 ATR stop loss above, and then a 4 ATR profit target below. And in this particular trade, one of two things are going to happen. I'm going to lose 2 ATRs, or I'm going to make 4 ATRs. That's proper. That's proper risk to reward in trading. You should have at least a 2-to-1. I'm risking 1 to make 2, and in this case, I was risking 2 to make 4. And so I set it and forget it. Either stop out if we get up here and have to overcome this entire big bar, which would be difficult, especially because on the daily, again, we are at major resistance on the daily. Place my profit target down here, 395.10, and that was a good one. It was a good one. What was that? Hour and a half later, whatever, reached the objective. So essentially, I was risking about 60 cents on the trade to make about $1.20 on the trade. And that's exactly what happened. So, make sure, at least I make sure whenever I am making an intraday trade, I want to see support or resistance on multiple time frames. It doesn't have to be 5-minute one day. It could be 5-minute, 25-minute, something like that. But it's really important to have multiple support or resistance levels on multiple time frames for your trades. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. If you'd like to learn more about my trading, I have a great podcast on YouTube every Saturday where I go over all the daily and the weekly swing trades that I've made in the prior week, when I entered them, why I entered them, what was the strategy, what was I thinking, and then most importantly, how I am going to manage the trade going forward. So if that's of interest to you, come by, check it out on the weekend. I think you'll find it helpful. All right, everyone. Appreciate you watching the video. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Take care. Bye bye.